Hello everyone, Kevin Skipper coming back to you today to talk a little bit about THR Advocacy. Today's topic is going to be titled Responsibility. Responsibility means different things to different people. Today I'm going to be talking specifically about responsibility as it relates to the tobacco harm reduction effort through vaping and electronic cigarettes. Now responsibility can be on two levels, from the corporate level or from the individual level, the vapor. We all have a role to play in the future success of this industry and having it staying around for forever, hopefully, so that combustible tobacco becomes a thing of the past. So I'll talk for just a second about corporate responsibility, what that means to me, and how we apply those principles to the vaping convention circuit events that we do. First and foremost, responsibility means owning up to the actions and choices that you make on a daily basis. And the motivating factor behind those actions and choices should always be what your core principles are, which hopefully if you're in the vaping industry, it is to make obsolete the combustible tobacco cigarette. And that means that we keep converting smokers to vaping and allow them to try this consumer product that is the best alternative to smoking tobacco products. So every day as a business owner, you are making choices how to operate your business. And what I've always found to work best is if you first establish your business goals and your business plan and set it on something that's attainable. For instance, in this case, tobacco harm reduction, and you build your business around that model, then you'll make responsible choices. If, however, you go the opposite route and you see this industry as just some way to make a ton of money, you don't care what the regulations end up being, you're not really concerned about the 1,400 Americans a day that are dying from tobacco use and tobacco-related illnesses, then obviously you're starting out with the wrong intentions in mind, and more than likely you're going to be a short-term business in this industry. If, however, you start from the other perspective and tobacco harm reduction is your key focus, then you're going to make responsible choices and decisions, anywhere from marketing techniques that you're using to employees that you hire that represent you out in the public to how you conduct yourself at events in the public. I know that if you go to a convention, for instance, and you have some questionable marketing strategies, I can assure you somehow, some way it's going to make its way onto the internet or into a news media outlet. And that is unfortunately what the news media and the general public who don't know about vaping and what it is focus on. So what I implore you to do is before you make any decision that relates to your business in the tobacco harm reduction industry, that's what we are. We're more than just a vaping industry at this point. We're more than electronic cigarettes, hardware, e-liquid. We are a tobacco harm reduction industry. And what I ask you to do is every decision that you make, take this into account before making the decision. Is it going to hurt the industry? Is it going to hurt my business? Or will it help for us to flourish in the long run? Take responsibility for the choices that you make. If in the past you've made some decisions that maybe weren't beneficial to the community, fix them. You have time. I've always found in business that people who chase money have a short-lived career. People who chase building the dream and doing things the right way will have a long, successful career and or business. So ultimately, I guess it depends on what your goals are for this industry. And if you're in it for the short run just to make some money, you won't be around for long, and I'm glad. And now, if you're a consumer and you're attending an event, whether it be a convention, a vape meet, going to your local store, you also have to take responsibility for your actions because there are millions of you. There are thousands or tens of thousands of vendors and hardware manufacturers and e-liquid manufacturers, but there are millions of you. So what you do really is key to how we are perceived in the media spotlight and also with public perception, which is ultimately what we have to win over in order for us to make this a mainstream product. So when you're out and you're in public and you haven't asked the restaurant or the establishment that you're at whether or not it's okay to vape there, and you just chuck in clouds and someone comes over and asks you to stop vaping inside and you get into an argument with them or something, this does not bode well for our industry and for what we're trying to do here. I realize that we're not going to be able to reach everybody and some people just don't care. But for the vast majority of you out there, I think that you understand the benefit that this industry has had for you and your family and your friends and how it's helped you to get off of and stay off combustible tobacco cigarettes. So keep that in mind. Have some etiquette when you're out in public and make responsible choices. Make decisions that basically, I guess it comes down to the golden rule. Treat others how you'd want to be treated. You wouldn't want to be out in a public place and have some obnoxious asshole doing things that annoys you. So ultimately it comes down to making responsible decisions. Think to yourself before you say something or before your action takes over. How will this reflect upon this industry that has given me, an alternate product that I can use that will hopefully enhance my life and has helped my family and my friends, and if not directly, maybe indirectly. And don't become hostile and get into shouting matches and arguments. Explain, educate. People just don't know enough about vaping and electronic cigarettes yet to make informed decisions. So what you have to do first is make a responsible choice to educate yourself, so that when you are out in public and someone starts spewing misinformation at you, like, stop vaping that around me or my kids, you have no idea what's in it, you can, in a calm and collected manner, explain to them that, yes, you do in fact know what's in it, and you've read several studies, and that, for instance, passive vaping or the secondhand vapor that's emitted from electronic cigarettes is non-toxic to bystanders. This was clearly indicated in the Drexel University study that was done in 2013 called Peering Through the Mist. So anyway, just by arming yourself with that knowledge, you can make a responsible decision to educate someone and hopefully turn them into an advocate for our cause as well, or at least not turn them into someone who is anti what we're doing. So this is going to be kind of a short video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about responsibility, and going back to the business perspective of it as well. If you're going to organize an event, whether it be a local vape meet, a cloud competition, or a national convention, please make sure that you've done your homework and that what you do in that time span for the event will not cause harm to the industry. If it will, don't do it. If you're a vendor out there and you plan on attending one of these events, make sure that you do your homework as well and research the company that you're going to be spending the money on. And it's not just booth fees or sponsorship fees, but travel, employees, product, marketing, everything that goes into being a part of either a local vape meet or a national convention or regional convention or a state convention, whatever it is. Make sure you talk to and get to know and ask questions of the organizers. If you're not satisfied with the answers, don't sign up. And, is it risky for me to say this as a vaping convention coordinator? Well, it could be, but I'm pretty confident in what we do at Vaping Convention Circuit. I'm extremely confident in what our goal and what our focus is, and that's tobacco harm reduction. So if I lose a few vendors because they don't like the message, well, so be it. You probably wouldn't have been approved to come to our event anyway. Hopefully for those of you who do take an interest in what I'm saying and the advice that I'm giving, I know it's unsolicited advice, but you also don't have to watch the video if you don't want to. But if you do watch it, I hope that you listen to what I'm saying and make good decisions and take responsibility for your choices and your actions. And that's the point that I'm trying to make to you today. So if everyone hasn't already, get involved in advocacy. I know you hear it probably from every direction, but it's extremely important. There's a few people doing the work of a lot. And again, if we share that responsibility amongst the millions of vapors there are in the United States, we would be able to get a lot more done in a lot quicker, a lot shorter time. I appreciate it when people say thank you for all that you do. The thanks are good. It's not what I do it for, though. I do it to save the industry and help protect it and help mold it into something that's going to be around forever so that we can make combustible tobacco obsolete. So next time, instead of saying thank you, take 5 minutes and do something that's going to help advance the industry today. That will help alleviate the responsibility from the few that are doing the work of the many. And as a collective, we're going to accomplish more than we ever will as individuals. No one single company, advocacy group, or person is going to save this industry. It's going to take a collective effort. It's going to take us all making responsible decisions every single day. So I ask you to do that. Remember, you don't have to do everything, but you do have to do something. Get involved.